what? We're a little late, but we're still live.
Hey, welcome one, welcome all. It's the original Bad Boys of PWC podcast. You got Biggie over here. I'm Diddy. And we're running a few minutes late because, look, it's St. Patty's Day. Truth be told, I'm an Irishman. I had to stop at the pub on the way over, and,
And this ain't water.
things got a little bit out of hand. So, no, in all seriousness, we had some technical difficulties. Super producer Bishop isn't in the house tonight. He has a conflict, so he's not with us. So intern is running the board. Intern doing a nice job over there. Intern, no comments on the upgrade from producers. Intern? Oh, intern.
He's just doing a bobblehead.
He had his opportunity. He could have taken a shot there, but
He could have said, "Hi, Valentina." There he goes. There goes the bobblehead.
We're going to be speaking to a Liquid Molly racer tonight and brand ambassador, and Arnold Martinez, and I saw it on intern's face when he knew that there was a Liquid Molly, affiliate on one of our fellow Liquid Molly users, and it wasn't Valentina. He got a little bit upset, but we're looking forward to a great conversation with Arnold. Seems like a really great guy.
You can still have some fun with Arnold.
Hey,
Nope.
don't worry.
Not
Listen,
the same.
We'll get Valentina back on. Calm down. We know that nothing.
Why are you blushing?
You're doing it. Look, you're doing a good job, intern. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. In really what we do here is literally run it's really a full television studio. And oftentimes we experience technical difficulties with the equipment. None of us are broadcast journalists, professionals.
Or we have Spectrum here for our cable and internet service, and sometimes they don't cooperate with us.
They throw little hurdles and roadblocks in front of us, and we see them as challenges and opportunities. And, again, thanks to our friend Mav, super producer Bishop, they're always, working together to work out the bugs and the details and, really get us up and running. So we really appreciate that.
Since we're running a little behind, why don't we get Arnold right on and get
before he sends them live, just a quick shout out. We want to give some love. If you didn't see our video this past weekend, SBT Watercraft Superstore was incredibly gracious and donated a remanufactured Yamaha 760 motor to the machine, the conversion ski that we're building here at Watercraft Network, 2022 Torrent Pumps Daytona Freeride.
And Skeleton Racing got us that Reaver Red pipe.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of donations. As Jody mentioned, Skeleton Motorsports donating a Reaver Red pipe. We really wanted to give Watercraft Superstore SBT a nice shout out because that was a very gracious donation on their behalf. A lot of different entities coming together to support the 2022 Torrent Pumps Daytona Freeride, which benefits Roswell Park Cancer Research Institute. So really a lot of hands on that build, and a lot of people pitching in. And we just really wanted to say thank you to one of our sponsors here and an entity that really invests back into the community in Watercraft Superstore SBT. So huge love going out to them, big props. And the build couldn't be done without them. They invest so much back into the community, and anything you need, over 10,000 OEM and aftermarket parts in stock at SBT, ready to ship at a moment's notice. So as we,
you know what's going to be running inside that boat, right?
What's that?
Liquid Molly.
Oh, of course. I mean, look, if you didn't catch our video this past weekend, Liquid Molly going in the Wheeler, Liquid Molly going in the jet boats, Liquid Molly going in all our 4-strokes, all our 2-strokes, our pit bike, everything running Liquid Molly. A lot of love going out to Liquid Molly. And that's
speaking of the
Wheeler's up and running. I'm coming to the studio, rolling into the Brap Cave. It's kind of like those of you of our generation who saw the old Batman shows from the late 60s and early 70s. I'm coming down the road, and I see this bright white light and these two little yellow lights, and I'm like, I know what that is. Of course, it's Liquid Molly Blue. There's the Wheeler. Jody sitting on the side of the road. Pop, 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 pop.
Waiting for you.
That was really cool. It's cool that puppy's up and running. So as we're speaking of Liquid Molly product, why don't we bring in Team Liquid Molly racer, brand ambassador, Arnold Martinez, coming to us all the way from the West Coast, being super, super patient as we work through these technical difficulties. And when we see this guy at a pro watercross tour stopper in Naples, we're going to have to buy him a beer just for his patience.
Oh yeah, he's a pretty good guy. We had fun at Naples last year, right?
That was awesome. Hi, how you doing, guys?
Hey, hey, Arnold. First, let us apologize. We really apologize. We had you waiting so long, and we want to jump right into it with you. And we really appreciate your time tonight. And really, the first thing we wanted to ask you is, as old guys whose glory days have long since passed, we live vicariously through guys like you who are still able to go out there and chase buoys. And we're wondering, the Han looked grueling this year, absolutely grueling. Uh, what would your analysis be on the conditions and the track and the just the race in and of itself?
It's the toughest race in the world. I think the race itself, I usually say the race is only 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And the preparation takes longer, sometimes 6 months to a year to prepare your craft. This one is, I think it's about 6.5 hours. It's 300 miles. Our team did a total of 20 laps. We came in second. Um, Hurt my ribs on the start, and uh, it's great that I had great teammates. By the way, happy Patty's Day. Cheers.
hey, hey, I see you have some of the booster there, and we want to talk to you about the Liquid Moly products, and it's probably a great segue because when you're running a machine in those type of conditions, you know, uh, you know as well as we do how important it is to have a product line of lubricants and chemicals and additives that you don't have to worry about reliability, and the machine, you know, being able to handle those extreme conditions. And how, just out of curiosity, what is your experience with the Liquid Moly brand been in terms of
I
what you were you? Go ahead.
No, no, I love that question. Uh, Primarily, I call my company Tweak Studio, so which means every little thing that I do to fine tune the boat makes a big difference. From cutting a ride plate, changing different types of sponsons, and doing speed tests, uh, repitching the impeller. Uh, I'll tell you why they just go above and beyond. And me and Gary had this little tweak. Um,
Chapstick.
well, I'll tell you, it makes a difference because Lake Havasu, it's very dry
Yeah,
in Lake Havasu, and sometimes we spend so much time with our engine, but we forget about our body.
right. It's a
So,
gr-
you know, chapsticks, right?
it's a
This is
great
this
point,
is
and I'll tell you in terms
this is the
of
lip lubricant. It's the best tweak I've actually ever used. So my lips don't bother me as I'm riding long distance. So
I'll,
cheers.
it's an excellent point. And, if you probably caught it this week, as did we. Gary put up a post of the Liquid Moly vehicle and how it's available to come to events, and I would argue that there are very few entities involved in the personal watercraft industry and community that provide the same degree of support to organized
Th-
events and the athletes which they support.
They're everywhere. He
I,
goes to every event.
I'm telling you, I think that, that is truly the sign of a manufacturer or a product representative that really believes in and knows that they have a superior
Hmm.
quality product. Much like David Cabrera from Cabrera Motorsports, Sam Nemi from Broward. These are people that own and operate and are there in the trenches, involved. And I think, a lot of people are going to start to see that Liquid Moly presence throughout the entire community and see the machines that folks like Arnold are running be reliable, competitive, and ultimately make the switch to what we believe to be amongst the best marine products in terms of lubricants on the market, hands down.
Well, let's get back. You made a comment when we first started this conversation with Arnold
Yeah,
about us old guys.
yeah.
Hey, Arnold, one little fun fact that Kevin doesn't know about you is I think you're a little bit older than we are.
Yeah.
I think if
I
I
just act
remember
like a
correctly,
kid.
Arnold's 56 and
Hey,
he's out doing this.
hey, Arnold, God bless you. I mean, I think
Thank you.
that's a testament to, your training, your dedication. I think, guys like us, Jody and I are in our early 50s, and, you know, uh, both of us have had so many, motorsports related injuries from ATVs, snowmobiles, motocross into watercraft. As we got into our late 40s and early 50s, we're unable to continue, competing at the same level that you're able to compete at. So it's a testament, really, not only to your conditioning and your dedication to the sport, but also your passion. And that's one thing, we tell the younger generation, our kids who race, the younger kids group in our group that are riding. If you don't have the passion and dedication, that's that's really the key element.
And you're planning on doing the whole series this year, correct?
As much as I can. It depends on my workload, but planning on doing the P1, some P1, and most of the pro watercross races, and of course the World Finals, the IJSBA, and I'll probably do a couple of local races around my neighborhood as well.
Yeah, we're gonna
The Jet Jam races.
that's awesome that you're able to hit all of those. And we're gonna ask you specifically about Jet Jam, as East Coast guys who see Jet Jam and that organic movement behind Jet Jam, the support it has out on the West Coast. What's your take on the Jet Jam series? I mean, it just seems to be such a great grassroots, well organized, extremely well supported, not just from
Family,
racers,
and it's a family event.
but not just from
Yeah.
racers. They have a ton of sponsor support. I mean,
Hmm.
they obviously have the right formula from our outsider perspective looking in, Arnold.
Yeah, I um I do like the way it's organized, and I remembered what I used to watch Jet Jam back in the 1990s
Yeah.
when Bud sponsored them, and I still may still have some of my some people half my age may not remember this, but the VHS and the beta tapes that I've kept.
Jet Dreams? You remember?
No, the Betamax and the VHSs
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
but
kept. I
I
had those races back then.
one of those iconic VHS tapes
Jet
was
Dreams.
Jet Dreams, which was a more of a recreational type of free riding video, but with some of the racers. But yeah, I remember what you're saying. We used to record the Bud Tour stops on ESPN and watch them on VHS.
Yeah, one of our televiewers I was just reading was saying I should speak louder, so I hope they can hear me better and you guys can
Oh,
hear me better.
turn the
Um,
volume up a little there. Yep. Yeah. Our
all right.
intern just turned up our volume internally. So
Okay. So
There
I
you
hope
go.
I'm speaking loud enough, but um, see, I lost my train of thought already. I would have missed the buoy right there.
no,
That's
well, we're
That's why they have the Joker buoy this year.
we're talking we were talking Jet Jam and your take on Jet Jam, and you were saying how you love the organization, how the actual events itself.
I would probably do two of them. I've never actually raced a Jet Jam race in my life. So this would be the first, and I am quite excited to race a couple of their races. Um, but most of my supporters are in the East Coast, and the boats and the jet skis that were built are there in the East Coast. But I do have a ski that I use here that will be tuning for that event. So hopefully it'll make it on time. But I don't think I'll be able to do the first leg since I've hurt myself at the Marcon, hurt my
Yeah,
ribs.
understandable. How so? why don't you tell us a little bit about your East Coast supporters and those that help your efforts, above and beyond Liqui Moly? I know that you have great respect, appreciation, and love for the folks at Liqui Moly, but who else makes it all possible for you to come in and compete and have a good time?
Well, first, I'd like to thank Mac because I hit him up one time via Messenger, and he hooked me up with Cabrera Motorsports, and this was probably 4 years ago when I just wanted to ride leisure. Um, and I've learned a lot over the years, just preparing. And Jody and I were just talking about that earlier. There's a lot more to it than just getting a fast boat or bolting in stuff. That's the tweaking and spending a lot of time on the boat. So Cabrera Motorsports has gone above and beyond with Broward Motorsports to support me with with I didn't consider this as a career, but I consider it as my outlet after work. So
Right.
I'm having a lot of fun. Liquid Molly Gary has been he's just gone above and beyond. That there's not enough words that I can describe to thank my top supporters. WSR, who's in the back end, who has my ski. Ruben. I was in Lake Havasu one time, and I'm not embarrassed to say this. Uh, the hitch on the not the hitch, but the what do you call this thing?
The
Oh, the
You
crank.
know
the
when you
winch crank.
the winch. The winch actually gave when I cranked my music pretty loud on my car leaving Body Beach, and I didn't even know I was pulling the ski, and it was on the sand when I was
Oh,
pulling it. Oh yeah, it was funny. One of the guys from well, no, Troy Snyder sent me a photo. I can't post it.
oh, wow.
It was embarrassing, but it was funny. So WSR has helped me. They're helping right now as we speak. It's with they're repairing the hull underneath. It was on sand. It's kind of like truding it. They're just refining it. There's not really damage underneath.
Right.
Um, West Palm Beach, Kevin of Palm Beach Watercraft, neighbor of Exotic Signs. I'll get to Exotic Signs, Paul, shortly. He helps me wrench, maintain, change oil, spark plugs. I am really very lucky to have this many supporters. I mean, I go over there, the boat's ready, it's in storage. It's for a recreational rider, I didn't expect I was going to get this much support from and love from people from that area. Exotic Signs, Paul. I feel that he makes the best wraps for skis. It's just we every time we brainstorm or of what I want the ski to look like. It when I visualize it, it's sometimes even better than what I expect the ski to be. So he also stores my ski in the East Coast. He I call him up. I'm gonna be there in a few days, and he'll just say pick it up and go ride. Um, Tweak Studio Racing, which is my company. Jet Trim, new sponsor, has done an amazing job. I just feel that if I don't have Jet Trim, my boots don't slip. They just grip exactly where I want it to be. Jet Pilot is another new supporter. Chris, our buddy Chris, PWC doctor, about a couple of days ago, he goes, "Happy birthday!" He's like, so I got the Versa plugs on all my
Chris is a great
skis.
guy.
So Chris, thank you. You are awesome. Pro Rider Magazine has been great. They've been helping promote my name. Pro Watercraft Racing on my West Coast boats. I've been trying, and Chris is also really awesome to work with. Um, Pro Watercraft is just, I've got their sponsors on my stand up here and a bunch of his accessories. I mean, I can keep going, even for my rig, my car. CEC, I don't know if you've heard of CEC. They make rims, Klaus Ettensberg from Germany. They
Yeah.
help maintain my car. Gary introduced me to Tech One Racing right after Mark Hahn. They're servicing my ski.
Great guys.
Um,
great guys up
Great
there. Yeah.
guys. I mean, most importantly, you guys. You're a great essential part of this to help promote the sport. You're streaming us live with our televiewers, and we always forget the marshals. Without them, my first race, I got in an accident. They had to take me to the emergency room at Hartwell. Without the marshals, I would not be walking right now. And of course, the organizers have something to do with that. The great organizers that help take care of the riders.
I'll tell you.
My family, my friends, Manila, the Philippines is watching right now as well. Hello, everyone. If I may say something in Tagalog, kamusta? It's similar to Spanish. And of course, the whole of the United States and the world.
Wait,
Um,
what does that mean that you just said, Arnold? What is it you said? Camista? What did you say?
Oh, you say kamusta, and in Spanish you say como estás, right?
Oh, okay.
So the Philippines, I'm from Philippine descent, and my mom's province is from Capiz, and I know that they're watching us right now, as well. So there's also another dialect that I can't speak. I'm embarrassed to say it right now because my accent's not as good. So I have to work on that. Maybe on the next interview, I'll get to greet them,
Well,
and I'll
well,
speak the
a lot of
dialect
love,
much better.
a lot of love going out to the Philippines. Beautiful, beautiful area and beautiful part of the
Yeah.
world. And we wanted to make sure, to reiterate, you really just named off some real, stalwarts, some real power players within the industry. When you talk of a Paul Jordan of Exotic Signs, or the folks at, Chris Haggis at Pro
Pro
Watercraft
Watercraft.
Racing, Jet Pilot, Sam Nemi at Broward, David Cabrera of Cabrera Motorsports, you have some really great supporters behind you, and that's really speaks a lot to who you are as a person, your commitment to the sport, and your character as a human being, because those are, again, Gary from Liquid Molly,
Mm.
these are really quality people that are standing behind you and helping support your efforts. And got to tell you, yeah, that's a really respectable list of people that you have in your
It's
corner.
quite the list of sponsors.
Really,
How long have you been at this, Arnold?
I started this sport when I was in the Philippines. They used to have races at the Subic Naval Base. It's a U.S. Air Force base in the Philippines, and I was invited by a friend of mine, and their family was known to do indies. One of the first Filipinos to actually do international racing with I call him Boss Mike Potenciano as well, and John Marcelo, who's my best friend in the Philippines, got me into this. He called me one. He goes, "Hey, I'm back in town. I just got back from San Francisco, and I brought a couple of jet skis, and I don't really like water. I'm afraid of the water." He's like, "You got to try it, Arns. We got to go to this beach resort." And we went, and I stood up on a stand up, my first time getting up, and of course fell, hurt my knees. And he goes, "You got to go race this." I'm like, "What? Me? Race?" And since then, I got hooked, and he left me. He actually had left me a Wave Raider back in the mid '90s in my garage. He goes, "Yeah, I need a projector," because I was in the audio business. Just get me a projector. So I have this thing, and I didn't even know how to load it. I didn't have a trailer. I had to get 5, 6 people to put it in the back of a Jeep. I had no idea what I was going to get into. And then here I am at this age, and I stopped after 20 years and back into it, and totally, I could say I live, breathe, eat it right now. When I get into something, I put my best, uh, whether it's work, it's this. So I want to do my best for my age.
Yeah, I'll tell you, your dedication is clear, and another great point that you brought up, and again, it speaks volumes to your character. For you to recognize, all of those folks that it takes to put on, execute an event, the course marshals, which are an intricate part of any competition event, and always, not necessarily underappreciated, but you
They're
know,
underappreciated.
they're
Eh,
rarely recognized. And I mean, there's some amazing course marshals out there that have gotten all of us out of situations
mhm.
that really could have been catastrophic. So again, for you to recognize those folks and those players within the community who just really perform such a critical part of organized events. It's really a nice thing for you to do, and again, I think it speaks volumes as to why you have the degree of incredible support that you have. So let us ask: are you planning the first round of Pro Watercross? I believe is Sebring, Florida, coming up. He's in just a couple
April, yeah,
weeks.
in a few weeks.
Yep.
Are you gonna plan on attending Sebring?
Yes, I will definitely be at Sebring. Health permitting, I did hit my ribs, but when we met at Naples, I hurt myself a week before. Same thing, same mistake I did on a stand up. I tried to not let off the handlebars, and I tried to get up, on the handlebars and accelerated and pull myself up, and I hit my ribs.
Oh man,
So I now bought rib protector because of my style of riding,
it's
because
smart.
I don't want to let go. I was taught that by my mentor in the Philippines. Don't let go. Just hang on to the boat. Don't fall off. Whatever you do, you're gonna lose a lot of time.
Well,
So
and you know what, Arnold? Back in our day of two stroke, you
You
know,
never let go.
yeah, whether it was a
you
Kawas.
never let go.
Well, when you're on a Kawasaki 650 or a 701, square nose superjet, oftentimes if you power through it, you'll be able
Mm.
to get out of that situation. But now, when you're talking about boats that are in excess of 100 horsepower, they're very, very just incredibly, just the performance degree in comparison to
It's
the stuff that we all,
insane.
yeah, that we all grew up riding. It's a completely different animal. So I think you're right. The fundamentals and what we always learned when we were young guys is stay in it, don't let go, and try and ride it out. And I think that that style is an old school retro, and to me it's the right way to ride. But with these bigger machines, I think you did a smart thing, getting any safety gear that you can get that will help minimize any potential ramifications from that riding style. It's a smart move.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'd like to contribute. And I know, I was a kid once. I have tons of bruises all over my body from riding back in the Philippines. We would go when there are typhoons, which is just a storm,
Oh yeah.
and we would jump wakes of ships
Oh
back
man.
when I was younger. And you don't think. And there were times I would literally, to some people, they would describe as endangering my own life. I'd be in the back of a propeller of a big ship that's cruising out of the country, and I'd see these big waves. I'm like, waves, let's go, let's just jump in. And I just scream. And I've ridden with a lot of people half my age. One thing I could say is I wish I still had that energy, and now I have to ride smarter. But if I still have that stamina and energy again, and I have my mindset right now, gosh, I wish, and I'm trying to definitely get that stamina back. I've been working out 3 times a week. I'm doing a lot of cardio. Um, and this is something I really love to do. And, riding a stand up and running a runabout, they're two different animals. And
Yep.
they're both very challenging. And I'll tell you, with the speed that these new crafts can take us. I mean, I would have never thought I would have a four-stroke 1500 that would go 64 to 60, 65 miles per hour on an SXR,
Oh
if you
yeah.
set it up
It's
stock out of the box. I mean, that's I,
it's absolutely unbelievable, the progression of the product over the past 25 to 30 years. You're right. It's just absolutely amazing.
And the new SXRs are a blast to ride.
Oh, there.
I mean, with very minimal
oh yeah.
tweaks, you're pushing 70 miles an hour standing up.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
funny, Arnold, because you brought up a great point. To be able to ride personal watercraft, is one thing, but to be able to ride them, in a controlled environment and push those machines and yourself, to the razor's edge. I mean that takes a lot more stamina and conditioning. And I give you all the credit in the world, for a guy, a contemporary of ours in our age range, to still be able to get out there and mix it up and enjoy yourself. I mean, man, I envy you because physically, my shoulders, back, arms, it just I'm not
Shot.
there, but we're so happy that someone of our age range and generation is still able to get out there and enjoy it, and feel that experience of competition, and the sportsmanship that you bring. You made another great point. When we were all younger, we did crazier stuff and we didn't really think about consequences. And I just think it's so important now, especially in this society, to have
Yeah.
someone who's a little bit older,
A little
a
wiser.
little bit wiser, has learned a lot of things the hard way, and brings a different perspective. I think that's a good thing for the community, the industry, and the sport, and the future growth.
Well, and he's right, because I remember back in the day, you're out there and you see a huge cabin cruiser. I
Oh,
mean, where we were, obviously, you're not having those huge container ships, but you see a big cruiser, same thing. And the
you
first
don't
thing
even
you're waves and
you don't even think twice
No.
about the yeah. You don't think twice about the consequences of your actions because you're young, and
especially if there was a cute blonde up at the helm and
that's why that old say that old saying, it's that old saying that youth is wasted on the young.
uh-huh.
I mean, you don't realize until you're a little bit older how
And
care
sore.
yeah, yeah, how careless, and that has a huge impact on the entire community, the perception of personal watercraft, and all of the contributing factors that come along with that. But we love what you're doing, Art. We love to have created this line of communication with you, and look forward to continuing that because I think collectively, we can bring some good things to the community and some really good ability to further expose a positive and different perspective of organized events.
I like what you said there. Um, and this has been my desire in racing, and the care that you get from the community is amazing. And obviously, not everyone can get along in a race, and that's why you race, right? I mean, someone's got to be a winner, or someone has got to be first or last, and you can't be first all the time. The care, the compassion, what I sense with the community, it's just very, it's very, very special. Um, One thing that I've also noticed is, I'm back at it. It's been what, a little over a year now, and obviously, as you go, you meet people. You 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 want to choose people that you're compatible with. It's kind of like a marriage, and you want to run with people you're compatible with. You have the same ideas. I mean, I used to just go to the marina alone, but I'd be like, hey. And I'd talk to this guy I would always ride that I want to go further over there and I just want to ride those waves. They're like, you're crazy, you're nuts. I go, okay, fine, I'm going to go alone. Um, Safety is so important, and a lot of people miss that. Uh, Marine, and you guys ride in the ocean, I'm sure a lot there in your area, and sometimes we forget about safety. And lately, I've just been trying to modify, again, back in retrospect, what I was talking about was just safety for your chest, for your back. I recently just had a procedure in January. Then I raced 3 weeks after that. I had some bladder procedure and a kidney stone as well. It was painful, but I go, I
Oh
can't
yeah.
wait till I get out of here. Kidney belt would be very important. I even go to a website that I see once in a while, and I'd buy stuff for my ankles so that when I hit it, it won't hurt. There, I like tweaking. There's so much you can do. There's so much ideas and technology that if we all discuss it, it's like we can make it a much more fun place and a much more less painful way to ride. I've just discovered so many new things
Well,
that
you know what? You
um,
know what's
recently
funny?
got.
You know what's funny, Arnold, is we're going to get along so well because I'm so glad you touched on safety because we're the only entity in the country right now currently hosting Personal Watercraft Safety Day. It's something that happened years ago back in the 90s and 3 years ago. And we work with five New York State law enforcement agencies. We're actually working with one of those agencies next week. We'll be teaching a New York State safe boating course, the 8 hour course. We're certified instructors. So we've worked with a number of our sponsors in Liquid Molly, Watercraft Superstore, WSM Performance Products, Bomber Floating Eyewear, Jet Pilot, a whole host of companies to bring back Jet Ski Safety Day, Watercraft Safety Day, and provide a forum, a venue on the water where operators, a lot of the safety issues on the water are due to education, due to lack of experience, young people who think they're, that don't think of consequences. So we've created a great program to try in our area to introduce, countermeasures to improve safety. So you're thinking the same way we're thinking. You're just coming at it from a different angle, and we love what you're saying because there's so much room for improvement within safety of any operator. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the power sport activity is.
Any,
It just you need to
yes,
start using your head more than you use your
and s- and safe.
throttle and your wrist.
Yes, safety is fluid. It's ongoing. It's never ending. It's continuous improvement. And again, we love what you're saying because you think along the same lines that we're thinking. It just that really helps to enhance the community from a whole different number of perspectives when you start talking safety.
Yeah. As you get older, you're more careful. Um, and I just remember, and people still call me crazy because I still do ride alone. I'd go to Marina Del Rey, and it's my outlet, but I do stay near the shoreline. And if I find people that are in a watercraft, I just see that, all right, this guy's just gonna hit me. It's probably their first time just hitting this, and they can't handle the speed. Um, Control, consistency is just so important. Um, Sometimes it's better to just finish a race if you're hurt than and sacrificing and still positioning rather than kind of like, all right, what do I have to prove? There's another race, right? This is something you really want to enjoy. And I've seen people get hurt. I was one of them. I missed the buoy and on my first race after 20 years because I thought I still had it. I was seeing splash, took a turn, and little do I know, I avoided to collide two riders, and I didn't miss the last rider, and I T-boned him. And I wish he would be racing again. It's not all that bad. Admittedly, that was my fault, and I hope he gets motivated to join us this year uh, to race again. And that's part of racing. It really, yeah, you have to be very strong inside. You just can't. I think I've learned sometimes I can talk about it. I think I should just make. I think just make it happen and just do the races. Um, what's in store for everyone or for all of us this year? Um, I think we should promote the sport more. It's probably no. I should say this is the most exhilarating sport I've always gotten into. I played tennis seriously. I picked up polo. I've done a lot of sports, but for some reason, every time I get back into PWC racing or jet skiing, I just get a rush. It's I can go fast in a car, but there's nothing more that you can feel the G force when you're taking on buoys. Uh,
It's
However many
pure.
G's.
It's so pure, Arnold. It's to me, personal watercraft. Whether it's closed course racing or it's the riders, the guys and the girls who are out there, in extreme surf conditions on their Richters and Tiger Crafts and all of those high end free ride skis. It is a very pure form of connection with a motorsports vessel. It's a very organic, natural, just a real connection the rider has.
Similar to Supercross and motocross, except for it's a lot more forgiving when you hit water
Yeah,
than it is when you hit dirt.
better hit water than dirt. Exactly right. But it really is. We can relate to what you're saying, and it's really hard to explain to people who don't understand. But that real pure raw connection, that feeling that you have, that that unity, that connection to your machine, in that raw form of operation is just it really is. It's you used a great term, exhilarating.
Yeah. I think I'm also here to encourage people of all ages to to get into this sport. I think the more we have, I think racing is actually safer than me riding in a leisure um, lake where there's a lot of people. There are no buoys set up
Yep.
because everyone's going on the same direction, and people are looking when they should ride or when they should pass. Um, Encouraging people of all ages. At the last race, I had a spare ski, the Spark. I loaned it to Ann Sims. She's 60 years old, so
Charlie's
she did
wife.
an Ironman. She did an Ironman. She came in fourth. I feel that she not only deserves a plaque, but riding the waves, 25-mile-an-hour wind, and there were about 4, 6 foot perhaps when riding. That's awesome. I like seeing people our age, and I have 2 kids, and I get motivated when I see a kid and I see their potential. That goes without saying. But this is also, and the people, most of the people that have skis are mostly are within the 30s or within our age group.
Right.
And the veterans class on the last Naples race, as you've seen, Jody, the line was pretty huge.
Hmm.
I mean, considering we have supposedly this pandemic, that was exhilarating for me to see uh, people that are still at it. Um, we have a viewer right here, and she's my cousin. She's 65 years old, and if you think she looks like she's about 35. No kidding, or maybe 30s. She's 65, and she said, "Arnold, you know that your nephew, that niece, and your nephews, because your cousin has kids, so that you're a grandpa." So we were
But
just chatting it up earlier, and she's watching our show right now. Madeline, hi, hi to Gary, hi to everyone who's watching.
another great point you bring up. I think you know that's just such a fantastic point that you're right. The demographic is folks who are a little bit older and have a discretionary income and are able to um, you know support.
He mentioned the veterans class.
Yeah,
You know the best part about veterans class this year?
what's that?
Grand National gets to run it.
That's fantastic. It makes it, yeah. But and
And you remember Matt, right, Arnold?
Mm-hmm.
So that's Grand National. So Matt,
Say hi to
Grand
Matt.
National.
Oh, he got engaged, right?
Yes,
yeah,
he
he
did
did.
over the
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
Congratulations, Matt. I hope you're watching. Congratulations, buddy.
But yeah, Grand National gets to run in the veterans class this year.
Unbelievable. But
That's unbelievable.
uh, again,
I mean, do not underestimate anyone who's over 50. We're you know, hey, old man rules.
But
hey,
I don't know. He's not as nimble.
the good thing about being old, I always say to the younger generation is you learned a lot along the way. If you've made it this far, like we said earlier, you took a lot of risks and you did a lot of things that taught you some
It,
valuable lessons throughout life. So
scars or just tattoos with better stories.
it's exactly right. I mean, seriously, when, the older you get, the more experiences you have, and like you're saying, Arnold, it's our really our duty, to share that, whether it's in terms of safety, whether it's in terms of exposing, the actual community to other enthusiasts and bringing them in, and I think we're very very lucky to have a guy like you. I can see now why Gary was immediately supportive of you, along with Cabrera and Sam Nemi and Paul Jordan and Jet Pilot. Just have some incredible folks involved with you, and we're happy to have met you and to work with you moving forward. We're really excited about it because we think there's some real opportunities you know, to um, to do some things a little bit different.
And have some more fun.
Us old guys are going to shake things up a little bit.
There we are.
I mean, I can't wait till I see you you gentlemen at the next race. I'm very excited. I look forward to that after weeks and weeks of hard work. You know, you work hard, you play hard. You gentlemen definitely work hard to support the industry. Um, would love to definitely see what we can do to collaborate, to contribute, not only just to grow the sport, to make it more enjoyable, but maybe to take it many levels up of what was not even done. I'm still trying to find out that formula, what I could do to contribute. I've always, whenever I do something, I always like to do something to contribute, um, whether it's to my friends in the Philippines, the Jet Sports Association of the Philippines. They have a lot of potential there.
Oh yeah, they
Um,
do.
and you know, they don't have, some of them, they go here once a year, so they're not able to do our national races. I'd like to encourage other associations from other countries, may it be Japan, Thailand. It would be so nice to have a few races and have them do some of the circuit here, so we have more foreign riders. And I know we used to have that. It's a different time right now, but I feel that, I think with your show, with our supporters like Gary Broward, Cabrera, and the list goes on. It's a huge long list. Um, having them, it's so hard to explain in words that if you've never been, and there are people that are really good racers from outside the country, but how are they going to get their ski here, right? They're halfway across the world. Where do they prepare? Who do they hang out with? Maybe this is something that maybe I can do to contribute at some point. That whoever wants to fly here that has potential, that we can hang, kind of like how I did it again last year. I just tagged along with David, and I met so many people, and I'm grateful. I'm very grateful um, to Sam, who has supported. Uh, um, these guys taught me a lot. There's just a system you need to learn systematically, that I totally forgot had existed. It's just how to launch your boat, or on the starting line. Oh gosh, who's going to be my holder? So there's a
Yeah.
long list that you need to do to prepare, as you both know. But I'm really excited. I feel that my skills have gotten sharpened, um, to enjoy the race. That, I think that's the most important thing, is enjoying. Once you stop enjoying it, it doesn't make sense why you should be doing it. Um, I enjoy it
100%.
immensely,
Couldn't
and
agree with you anymore. That's really the most important thing. And we said earlier, youth is wasted on the young. You don't, you know, we don't realize, you know, how much we should have enjoyed racing 20, 30 years ago, because when
Sure.
it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah,
When
it is.
you're not
yeah.
able to do it, you miss it when you don't have it. And we're really excited, as we said, Arnold. We want to, work with you, have some conversations offline and work on some stuff moving forward, so that we can both kind of pool our resources, put our
Our
heads
brains
together,
together
and
here.
and 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 really make some moves that will benefit the entire community. And unfortunately, right now we're running up against the wall because of Roku. You'll be able to watch this. Shout out to the Roku watchers who watch us on Roku. So
Tomorrow
before,
night.
yeah, be live tomorrow night. So, or be not live tomorrow night, but it'll be broadcast tomorrow night. So before we let you go, anything else in closing? It was, from our perspective, it was great to meet you. It was one of the best conversations that we've had. You know, just really, really nice and natural, and nice to have somebody who thinks along the same lines we do and is kind of pulling their oar in the same direction.
Yep.
I definitely appreciate you having me as your guest. I've always enjoyed both your company, and I can't wait till we think of a formula to even have more fun doing what we love to do, which is besides just hanging out and having my vegan smoothie. Cheers
No,
to
we're gonna.
everyone. I'm out of words to explain and to show my gratitude to everyone. Um, I would say bye for now until next time. Um, it would be fun to chat again and talk about what we love to do. I mean, I can go on and stay in your show forever. I
Well,
can keep chatting. I can
we're
talk a
we're
lot.
gonna we're gonna collaborate on some stuff moving forward. I know you have some ideas. We have some ideas, and I think we can complement one another and do some things moving forward that'll be, beneficial to the entire community. A lot of our sponsors and supporters, you'll be able to get them some further exposure, and we're gonna have some conversations with you offline and see what we can do to put some stuff together and really get that ball in motion. As soon as you hit the sand at Sebring, which, by the way, we want to wish you, all the best. Hope you really enjoy yourself, that you have a lot of fun, your machines run well, and you just, like you said it best, get out there and enjoy it. Live in the moment. Enjoy being on the course and relish that, man. Have fun with it, and so you can report back to us, and we can live vicariously through
Well, that's very important. You know, uh, the mental preparation is actually the toughest for any racer.
you. Yeah.
And not I shouldn't speak for anyone else, just for
No, you're
myself.
right.
I think that's what it's about, the mental preparation. I mean, the craft and everything else. I get really annoyed when sand goes in my shoe, so I'm kind of pretty obsessive when I get to my ritual. But we'll get into details again. Again, uh, thank you to you both. Um, until next time, I will see all of our televiewers, and I can't wait till I see you guys in Sebring. And if you're going to be at P1 at the next race, it would be fun to hang out. And then, offline, let's chat and maybe grab lunch or dinner. And
We'll
Absolutely.
we'll
I'll
we'll talk
hit you guys
offline
up.
soon.
Yeah, we'll definitely connect with you and get the ball rolling on some things. We want to thank you again for taking your time tonight. We apologize for those technical difficulties initially. A lot of
Don't. It's okay.
love going out to the Philippines. All of your sponsors and supporters, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again,
See you,
See you
Arnold.
Aaron.
guys
Thank,
later.
Bye bye.
thanks again, man.
Nice to see you guys.
What a
Bye.
great guy, huh?
Oh yeah, we
Just a
had fun
really
when we
natural,
met him in Naples. We had a good time when.
just a yeah, a great, approachable, passionate guy who loves the sport. Was out of it, got back into it. Recognizes a lot of things that he can do to help enhance the community, and just a great guy. We need more people like Arnold. And again, his commitment, his passion, it's infectious, and we're going to do some things to work with him moving forward. A lot of love going out to the people that support him. Broward Motorsports. You can find Broward Motorsports Racing on social media everywhere. Their own parts line.
Buying out of Williams
Yeah,
with their high performance parts line, like you just said.
as was mentioned, Cabrera Motorsports. Big supporters of Arnold's. They're doing a lot of work with tunes, whole host of things to enhance your personal
Yeah, he's
watercraft.
got some fast boats.
Jet Pilot, who Arnold mentioned, are one of our big supporters. We've always, always had a great relationship with Jet Pilot, best gear in the industry. A lot of love also going out. Got to thank our friends at Bomber, West Coast company, but they're everywhere on the planet. You find Bomber in the Philippines, actually. They have a Philippine store.
Absolutely.
Bomber floating eyeglasses all over the world. They're the best sunglasses. You're anywhere around the water. You want to have Bombers on because they float. They're fantastic product. A lot of love. Cody's got the
New
brand
Buzz Bombs.
Buzz Bombs.
Tommy can't keep these on the shelf.
I'm rocking the old polarized kind of cat eye bombers. We love our bombers here at Watercraft Network. Can't say enough great things about them. Amazing, amazing product. Also, a lot of love going out to WSM Performance Products. Any of you looking to do any upgrades or internal engine work, think of WSM Performance Products. Amazing, amazing product line. We have more pistons in our machines than probably anyone else in the region. Huge, huge love, as we mentioned earlier, going out to Watercraft Superstore, SBT, for their
Involvement and support.
Yeah, their support of the industry and community, and a lot of love, again, going out to Liquid Moly. Hands down, the best performance additives and lubricants within the community. Their entire marine line just introduced here in North America, and it's no wonder they're a leader in power sports throughout the planet.
And stay tuned. Sunday, we're going to be live again. We're going to be doing some beach carts, some fresh and salty beach carts. You're going to probably be playing with the Canes. Or are we going to be doing something else this weekend?
Maybe we'll be doing a little bit of Liquid Moly stuff, whether it's to the wheeler. We have a pit bike we have to work on. We still have Liquid Moly oil changes that we have to do to some of the watercraft, So we got so much going on.
We got a lot going on.
We got a lot going on. We'll be live Sunday, but thanks to Arnold for sticking with us. We apologize to everybody for being late this evening. We're back next Wednesday. Super producer Bishop should be in the house, so maybe we won't have these technical difficulties, but a lot of love going out to Intern. He handled himself well under the pressure.
Pretty well. He did.
Intern?
He got it. He got us through it.
The day Valentina Lescano walks up to you and bats her doe eyes at you, I hope you respond as well, Intern. All right. We're back next Wednesday.
Have a good night.